you like a helmet just like this, go over to greengrind.com and shop some of your favorite mini and life-size replica helmets. They have, you can add, of course, the visor, the chin strap, different helmet types as well. On the website, they have NCAA teams, they have all the NFL teams. You can go in there and shop some of your favorite sports football teams and get a helmet replica just like this. So go over there, use my promo code PITSYN at checkout as well, PITSYN, get yourself a discount at checkout. So go over there and shop now. Our viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. We're discussing, of course, some Steelers news and some updates, of course, about free agency, the reports and rumors and all the stuff that's going on. As you guys seen probably initially from the title, and you've seen, of course, I think was it yesterday what happened? Christian Kirk, traded to the Texans. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. And the Steelers was a team yet last year was gunning for Christian Kirk. Remember I mentioned remember a video about it, a report that said the Steelers are highly interested in Christian Kirk during the season. But then remember Christian Kirk he had some type of injury, a tear or something. Oh, he had a collarbone. His collarbone. He broke his collarbone, and after that, the Steelers, you can't trade for a guy who's injured, of course. So the Steelers kind of dropped that a little bit. And then this offseason, you're seeing it said the Jaguars was going to release Christian Kirk. So free agency, the Steelers probably gonna be gunning him, maybe probably pursuing him or something. And then you're seeing the Texans make a trade. I think they traded a 7th-round pick to get Christian Kirk. Now I know some Steelers fans are saying, well, the asking price is too high. But it's just $16 million cap hit. Last year of his deal. You bring him in, you see how things transpire and kind of work out. The Steelers are kind of still in that win-now mode. Our defense is very good. Continuing level defense, makes some more pieces, of course, up front. Maybe a nose tackle here or there. I know Milton Williams is a free agent. We'll see what happens. I think he signed back. I think he signed back with the Eagles. Or I don't know if he signed back already, but he most likely probably signed back with them. They did sign Bond already. They got Barkley as well, so he'll probably be back with them. But you got Jalen Hargrave, who just got released from 49ers. And also in the draft, there's a lot of guys, like I mentioned before. Kenneth Grant, who I took in my my little syndicate mock draft I did earlier this week, and then also a guy like Tyleek Williams and other individuals around, Alfred Collins, different individuals who can play up front, who can play that run and stop the run like this, but still need to add up front. So there's some guys you can probably bring in. But overall, the defense is like a Super Bowl contending like defense, I think. They just need some more pieces. Like here and there, like a few pieces like that. I still feel like they're a big time defense. So you're kind of still in win now mode a little bit. You bring in some playmakers on offense, of course, and go out there and see what happens. Christian Kirk would have been a pretty good person to bring in, most likely. But now that he's of course signed with the Texans, with the trade, there's still a lot of receivers available, of course, around. But I thought the Steelers kind of missed out on that a little bit. He's not a receiver 1, of course, but he's like a elite level receiver 2. He could have played very well with George Pickens as a 1-2 punch, and then maybe add another guy, maybe in free agency, or add another guy, of course, in the draft. I think the best scenario, like I mentioned many times on the channel, of course, is to bring in Darius Slayton, who I've been talking about since the season was going on. Like I said, the Steelers should trade with Darius Slayton. They never traded for him in the regular season. Now you're a free agent. We see the Steelers are highly interested in him and kind of linked to the Steelers. So to bring Darius Slayton in, bring a Chris Godwin or Devontae Adams or Mark Cooper in, one of those three to pair with GP, one of those guys like that, one of those top level guys to pair with GP, and then bring Darius Slayton to be a third type guy. And when you have Calvin Austin already there, Roman Wilson there, and you have a pretty good receiving core. Imagine having GP, Devontae Adams, or GP, Chris Godwin, Darius Slayton, and stuff like that. So like having one of those individuals like that. So I feel like it's 3 top level guys you probably can bring in. Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, or Chris Godwin. You bring one of those individuals in, and then you bring in, of course, a guy who is good, but like not the tier of those guys, kind of like a second, third type of tier receiver. Darius Slayton, Tyler Boyd, those type of guys like that. You bring one of those guys in to play as your third guy, and you have more weapons and stuff. Of course, Van Jefferson not gonna get it done. Calvin Austin had his moments last year. He played better than the year before last, but it's still not consistent enough to be a viable threat to make defense respect that and stuff as well. And I feel like you do that, you open up so much more for your offense, and you kind of stay in your win now mode because you're going out there and getting top level playmakers who can help you win. So we'll see what the Steelers do. I know DK Metcalf is another name that's been circulating around, of course, in the Steelers, reports and everything, rumors. DK Metcalf is a cool receiver, don't get me wrong. He's a good player, but I don't think him and George Pickens will work here because like look at it, like they're gonna try to outdo each other for the most personal penalties and stuff. We've seen DK Metcalf, like I mentioned one time on the channel before, I think I was naming all his personal penalties. He had like 15 or 16 personal penalties, over 30-something penalties in the hole like that. A lot of unsportsmanlike conducts, like 3 or 4 ejections as well. A lot of different things that kind of hurt the team. He's a good player, but the reason that's keeping him from being elite is because he's always in his own head. His route running still need a lot of more improvement. They still need more route runner guys, savvy guys in the locker room. We already got a physical guy in GP. We need to bring in like versatility in the locker room. So bring a guy in like a Chris Godwin who can run, who can play all different type of stuff, who can play the power slot position, be a bigger receiver. receiver and do different things around the offense, or Devontae Adams, who can get open like anywhere, like down the field like that, and be a route runner and move the chains type of guy. Or bring in Amari Cooper, a guy who's an exceptional route runner as well. So we need to bring some versatility in there. That's why I never want to go out there and get the physical guy. We already got GP playing physical football, going out there and making those tough catches. Let's bring a guy in with some finesse who can go out there and make things happen, put his foot down and stop on a dime and stuff. We need to bring individuals like that in. So I think one of those free agent receivers would be great to bring in. And you kind of, that's kind of what I did with my mock draft. I'm gonna upload probably today on the Arsenal D.B channel. You can go check that out. I'll leave the link in the comment section down below once the video is released or something like that. But on my draft, I kind of went to the scenario of like the Steelers gonna probably use the free agency to draft, to kind of sign offense players, and then use the draft to go for defense like that, to bring in the nose tackles, like another cornerback and other pieces like that. Also maybe a running back too as well, but mostly focus on defense in the draft, and then use the free agency to bring in those playmakers, because you got a lot of big names out there. Like I mentioned, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Stephon Diggs. There's a lot of receivers out there. Darius Slayton, who you can bring in, who can bring a big time change to your team, who'll be a major upgrades over what you had last year. So I think that's kind of the approach the Steelers need to take a little bit, so we kind of see who they bring in and what they do. We also seen, of course, Justin Fields. We've seen his name circulating around, a former NFL agent. I forgot who it was. I should have probably looked at the name before I made it. I've seen the report a few times. I seen it earlier today. And that's why it's fan media and not real media. Well, it's still real media, but fan media from a fan perspective. But as a former NFL agent, he said that the asking price around Justin Fields could be around $10 million, like that, kind of like how Sam Darnold was, how he got his contract last year with the Vikings was $10 million deal. I thought the Steelers should probably look to give him to a 2-year deal though. So it's not just a 1-year deal, kind of like that. I feel like a 2-year deal would be cool. Like you bring in Justin Fields for maybe a 2-year, $20 million deal or something like that, around that range where you pay him $10 million a year. And then if he does great that first year, you could always extend it. We've seen Barkley get extended. I know it's Saquon Barkley at different levels, of course, but sometimes you see people play great and get extended so you can kind of save money. You might set an initial big pay early on, but actually saving money in the long run. Because the Bengals kind of like, they messed up a little bit. The Bengals, remember Jamar Chase, they put him paying him last year. He had a good year last year, but they put him paying him last year. But this year he had a Triple Crown winner, so now you gotta pay him even more money like that. So if you pay him last year, that money you were so scared to pay him, you've been already good like that. That's why the Patriots are so good. Belichick will get a lot of credit for that. Now he was kind of bad at drafting some guys at the end, but he did hit on a lot of big time names, of course. But the Tom Brady's, the Gronks, the Aaron Hernandez, all the individuals he brought in, the James Whites, the Julian Edelmans, and all different guys who came in to help the team, of course. The Rob Ninkovich, the Vince Wilf folks and stuff, of course. So he had some big names that helped the team. But one thing he always mastered is paying guys big early like that. He'd see them by year 2, year 3-ish, and he'll pay them the big money. So people say, why are you paying them so much money early on? But in the long run, it actually works out like that, where you actually got a good, better deal for both parties and stuff. So sometimes you gotta go out there and do that. So if a guy ball out, you can pay him a little earlier like that. Even though you might think it is an initial pick, like, dang, I gotta pay him $21 million right now. But yeah, but then the following year, he go out there and have a monster year where he put up 1,800 receiving yards or something. Then you gotta pay him not $21 million, you gotta pay him $31 million probably now. So it's better to kind of like adjust that. So I feel like the Steelers could get Justin Fields to a 2-year deal. If he goes out there and ball out, let's say for instance he go out there, Steelers go 11-6, he throw 24 touchdowns to like 10 receptions, and he rushed for like 10 touchdowns as well, have a Pro Bowl level year. Then you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna extend this contract right there after, kind of go ahead and get things going. But that's just a scenario. He could go out there and have a bad year, you never know. I think he's gonna play pretty well, especially if the Steelers bring in playmakers. We've seen him play in his offense before and go out there and shine and be 4-2. So I wouldn't mind seeing him back. But if the asking price is around that range, I feel you can get him to a 2-year deal and see what happens, of course, and kind of what transpire after. But we're seeing a lot of things. The Steelers are interested in a lot of people. We see a lot of trade rumors around, of course. The Steelers could be trading for some offensive tackles, and we're seeing, of course, a lot of receivers. We still know Najee Harris coming back. They kind of got the semblance of like optimistic that Najee Harris might be coming back. They keep kind of mentioning it around a certain round. We'll kind of see they do decide to resign him back and bring him in. I wouldn't mind that too. Like I mentioned before, you bring Najee in and you can still draft the guy maybe in the 4th or 5th round, running back to be a 1-2 punch. Kind of let Jalen Warren go, and you can draft the guy. And maybe a Trevor Etienne or somebody. You can bring somebody in to be kind of like that guy, that 1-2 punch with them, can compliment Najee, who can catch at the backfield, who's speedy and is elusive as well. I feel like that help your offense out a lot, because Najee might not be an elite running back, but he's a good running back. He's very good. He's a good running back because he's very good at being consistent consistently good. Like I mentioned before many times, he reminded me of Frank Gore a little bit. Frank Gore was never elite. Frank Gore had one season where he looked like he was elite, but besides that, Frank Gore was never really elite. He was like a good running, but he was good though. He was a good running back his whole career. Every year you see him put up 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards. Might not be the 1,600 yards every time, but he put up some consistent good numbers, and he always was available. That's the main thing. He was available, and he was available for a long period of time, and had some big time numbers, of course, like that when he finished his career. So I feel like Najee is kind of similar to that. He has the big body. He's able to carry the load. Might not be elite, but he's a good player. He has those moments where he show you flashes of elite, and then sometimes occasionally as well. So I think Najee bringing him back would be cool, but we'll kind of see exactly what happens, what the Steelers will do. That's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys probably later on my channel, the Arsenal D.B channel, the other channel. You probably go watch that. My mock draft will probably upload a little later today, so don't look out for that. But peace out.